Check out the link in the description below and you can find a worksheet that goes along with this lesson. Welcome back to Ukulele Corner. Let's take a look, following up with our CAGED system now. We've gone through C, A, G, now we're on to F. We're going to do the F major chord shape. This is a great one. This one feels really good to play and it's a wonderful movable chord shape. So what we're going to do, like all the other shapes, we need to free up our first finger because that's going to bar where the open strings are. Now, since we're covering the low string, we only need to bar 3 strings, not all 4, but it's 3 out of the 4. So if you re-finger with your second finger on the first fret, third finger on the second fret, the 4th string and second, then think of that first finger being a bar right up flat against the nut so you can practice that parallel placement, not leaning back, forward. Really rotate forward with the forearm. Now you're ready to start moving that and move to different positions. So remember, we need to find with each of these the root that names the pitch, that names the chord and what string it's on. Where is there an F? If you were to look at just the normal way of playing an F chord, we got A, we got a C, there's the F. Second string, the high string is the A. So the second string is what's going to help you to find where to move this shape to find a particular chord. Let's say we want to play the note A, and we're going to use our second finger and play the 5th fret of the second string. There's A. Make your shape. There's an A chord, just like that. Test it against a low position A chord. It's a nice inversion of that. Now, one thing you might be wondering is, well, why would you want to learn so many chords? It just makes so many more possibilities of what you can do. You can play melodies, and maybe you need an A chord, but you want to have this pitch as the highest pitch. Now we have a beautiful way of voicing of that. So there's this melody note. And it also makes it so now we can play in keys beyond just our open position, because these shapes are going to feel the same regardless of what position we're in. If you're at a jam session and someone calls out a song in the key of A flat, if you don't know any of these shapes, you're going to be in trouble, right? So if you know, hey, I need an A flat, 3rd position, using my F shape, I'm ready for action. And later we're going to look at, well, once you know that, where's the 5 chord? Where's the 4 chord? They're all nearby. That will make it so if I wanted to play a 1-4-5 progression. 1, 4, 5, 1. New key. Hey, I'm doing the same thing. The fingering's the same, I just have to know where to move it. Let me do it up at 5th position. Big advantage of bar chords is you can just move them around. So what chord is this at 5th position? What is the 5th fret, or 6th fret of that 2nd string? It is B flat. I was just playing in the key of B flat. But I didn't have to do anything unusual. It didn't cause a lot of extra thinking. I just had to know where to place this basic shape, and I was ready to go for that key. So great advantages to benefits from learning these shapes. So that's the F shape. F sharp, 2nd position is G. Then we have G sharp or A flat like we played a second ago. A, 4th position. B flat in 5th position, B in 6th. Then we get to C in 7th position, C sharp, and D. And it gets a little dicey getting up higher. If you have a cutaway, it helps you get a little higher. But that's about a good typical range of this chord shape. Now, something I just did there is I added my pinky down, and that's something I love doing with this shape, and we can do it with all the shapes, is we're going to add other notes around. So if you play an F chord, you can get comfortable putting your 3rd finger down on the 3rd fret of the high string. Translate that into the shape with a bar. Let's say I'm barring the 2nd position. Now I would use my pinky 1 fret higher than my 3rd finger on the high string. That's a really nice melodic embellishment you can add to this particular shape. Okay, so let me test out your understanding of this. I want you to try to find a C chord using the F movable bar chord shape. So let's look for a second on the 2nd string. Remember, that's the string that we're using to name our chord. E, we have F, G, A, we're getting warmer, B, there it is. Aha! Play it with your 2nd finger, play the shape, just barring 3 strings, and there's a C chord. Test it, see how it nicely matches. It's interesting that different inversions or voicings of chords as we learn these shapes will sound a bit different because you're hearing, often your ear is really hearing that highest pitch. So when you play a regular C, low position, we're really hearing the C very clearly. In this higher position, our ear is gravitating to this note. We still have that C in there, but now we're hearing this higher pitch on top. It's really great. It gives you a wider range of expression in your music. So spend some time with that, the F chord shape, and I'll be right back with the last major chord shape in our series that we're going to look at, which will be the D shape.